Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Rebel Moon Theory here, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. This is the very first stream on the Rebel Moon Theory YouTube channel. I am very glad to be back. I've been really busy lately, but I'm here for tonight's stream as we are going to be doing a breakdown of the making of Rebel Moon Bloodline. So, in this stream, I'm going to be pulling up the video that Super Evil Megacorp released around September. And this video is basically going down behind the scenes and the making of Rebel Moon Bloodline. Now, if you guys give me a real minute, I got a little put on something. My cap. I forgot my cap. So I'm back. I forgot my cap. And so before we get started, I wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to Zack Snyder's Soul Movement. We have accomplished our goal, which previously was sell ZSL to Netflix and sell Cyberverse to Netflix, but since our last stream, Netflix has is purchased Warner Brothers, and now we are doing ZSJL to Netflix or ZSJL on Netflix, Snyderverse on Netflix. So this is our goals now. Sell ZSL to Netflix and sell Cyberverse to Netflix was a success. Now our next goal is ZSL on Netflix and Cyberverse on Netflix. Shout out to Skywalker the Jedi, who is the creator of Zack Snyder's Soul Movement. And shout out to the New Geeks, who is the co-creator of Zack Snyder's Soul Movement. Shout out to the Good Austin, who is the producer of Zack Snyder's Soul Movement. And shout out to El Necron, who has his YouTube channel too and does the Witching Hour and rocks out. Shout out to the Cool Table. Shout out to the Syndicate Network. And be sure to check out my other channel, The Curly Ray. This is where I do content that is outside of Rebel Moon. I may post some Rebel Moon content on there too sometimes, but I usually talk about everything. When it comes to Rebel Moon Theory, I keep the conversation Rebel Moon as much as possible. But on the Curly Ray, I will also post DC content, like Snyderverse content. I also might post some anime content on there as well. And on March 31st, we have the release of Rebel Moon Nemesis, the all in one edition. Now, I forgot something real quick. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I forgot a capital letter. So the all-in-one edition of Rebel Moon Nemesis is dropping on March 31st, 2026. So we had the release of the Rebel Moon Nemesis comic, which had a run from July 17th, or I want to say it was July, I think it was July 16th of 2025. And then the final issue was released on December 17th, 2025. So all the issues are available now, but they are in like separate issues. But we do have an all-in-one edition coming out, just like what they did with House of the Blacks, where they came out with an all edition where it comes with all the issues in one book. So Rebel Moon Nemesis will also have that as well. You can pre-order it right now. Releases next month on the 31st. So please pre-order now. You can pre-order on Amazon, Titan Comics, and you pre-order right now. So please sure to check that out as well. And now we're going to be starting off today on today's show to discuss and to break down the making of Rebel Moon. Now, this game has been really, and I'm still trying to figure this out. Hello? Is it working? Okay, there we go. So, I am about to share my screen, and we're going to do a breakdown. So, I'm going to move my banner out of the way real quick. So, right here, this is the video I am about to play right here. And yeah, let me do this real quick. Okay, there we go. And let me give you all a few seconds before we start. Check on some things real quick. All right, all right, all right. All right. So, let me do one more thing first. Sorry about that. So I notify everyone that I'm live, so we can do this breakdown. Okay, okay. I think that's everyone. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So this is a video. This is the making a Rebel Moon Bloodline. I am gonna turn up the quality a little bit since I am using a my 4K monitor. So this is the making of Rebel Moon Bloodline. This video came out in September, and I've been meaning to do a breakdown of this or a reaction for quite some time now, but now I'm able to do it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna make sure the volume's turned up. Okay, there we go. All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start. With Sam Hart. Yo, first and foremost, I just want to say this. Yo, the multiplayer in this game is incredible. Really incredible. And the controller support is really amazing too. It's the only way I'd say that's really dope. I got a little bit. Just fire. Before they continue, man, I just want to say this too. Like, yo, the mechanics in the game, the gameplay, amazing. Awesome. Now, we get to the next topic. Thomas Speakers. All right, I'm gonna back that up a little bit because I want to get to the part where they're talking about the classes. Yo, I want to say this too. Banner Guard, like Banner Guard is a really overpowered class if you know how to use them because you use his shield ability, and if you use his triple power ability, which basically triples the amount of damage that you do to enemies, it is really overpowered. Like it is super overpowered. And when you jump and do that ground pound on the enemies to break the armor, it's really broken. Like it's super broken. And then let's back to here. Like, yo, and Evoker, Evoker is a amazing support class in this game. Like there's like this ability she has where it's not where she's putting down like a healing area for her allies, but she has another ability where if you're just playing by herself, this is one I highly recommend. If she uses this ability, she will heal up her HP to full instantly. That is how broken of a class Evoker is in this game. And she's a really good support class too. And we know Kindred, man. We look. Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah. The Jimmies, man, like Kindred's a wonderful Jimmy in this game. And also seeing that, we have Kendra over here using the bow. Like, I've been thinking about this. Like, they really, man, we gotta get some merchandise for this game because look, we got Kindred over here. Like, we could have action figures of like Banner Guard, Evoker, Kindred, and who we got coming up next, Forsaken, who is a awesome class in this game too. Like she's got all of her Oracle Steel blades, and she's really awesome to use. But every class in this game was wonderful, and I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna move a little bit forward right here. This game has been awesome, and they were cooking with the classes. So I'm gonna back up a little bit and go right here. Hold up a minute. I'm discovering technical difficulties real quick. Seeing that someone cannot make comments on. Okay. Give me a few seconds, guys. There's something I gotta check out. Uh, Stop sharing my screen real quick. I am having a little technical difficulties real quick. Uh, Apparently comments are disabled. I did not know I had comments disabled. Let me make sure the stream is. Okay. All right. Let me try this now. I'm gonna go to my other account and see if this worked. Okay. You guys should be able to comment now. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you guys should be able to comment now. I think my settings are good to go. All right. So back to our video. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. All right. Anyway.
We were excited to be able to help build upon and expand this universe early on in the IP's development, even ahead of the movie's launching. This project wouldn't have been possible without the incredible partnership with Netflix
Zack
Games
Snyder
and the
Geek?
Rebel
That
Moon
was one of my
IP, created by Zack Snyder and the team at Stone Quarry.
So when it comes to the advantages and challenges of writing, once you master the heart of an IP, writing for it comes very naturally. There are certainly various individual elements that we reflected.
Okay, hold up a second. I gotta mute real. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm already messing up. I just found out that there was no sound when I was recording the first part. So I'm gonna play it through the beginning, and from here, that's when I'll start talking. So we'll let this play again one more time. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we're gonna play it through here, and I'm gonna let you guys listen real quick.
Action-packed multiplayer, amazing visuals, fast-paced co-op spectacle.
Bloodline is a top-down co-op action game for mobile set in the rich and expansive universe of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon films.
So you'll start with just this little ragtag group, but by the end of the campaign, you're taking on huge tanks and armies, and you've got a full facility, a real, basically, war at that point. It's built specially to look gorgeous on mobile. It plays with the controller just as well as touchscreen, but the ability to hop in.
Yeah, I wanted to point this out too. I missed this part. Yo, he mentioned how wonderful this game looks. Man, this is definitely like one of the best looking mobile games out right now. That is a fact.
In with strangers or friends and really kind of live out that sci-fi big explosion futuristic gunfights was really what drove a lot of our things.
Boots on the ground journey of inspiring a rebellion, themes of found family and second chances, all wrapped up in a really tight moment-to-moment gameplay package.
Everything is more fun with your friends. You can't program that. You can't like artificially make that concept of, oh, a friend came in, a friend helped me. And so we've always found co-op to be the best way to play at Super Evil.
It is a story of an ancient alliance between the Motherworld and Kryptea that is falling apart as the Imperium betrays the Krypteans out of fear, sparking a rebellion, which is what you as a player will take part in.
So our character classes fall into 4 key archetypes, from a tank, which is you can take a lot of damage and you can defend things. That's our Banner Guard. There is our healer and support class, which is our Evoker. There is our sniper, high damage, low health, Kindred. And then there is our backline melee assassin, which is the Forsaken.
It is about a local revolution, local to Crypt, against the Imperium. And in that sense, Bloodline is a reflection of the same galaxy-wide movement in another location, but not part of the exact same story. We worked very closely with both Netflix and the Stone Quarry, who were both very open and willing partners.
We were excited to be able to help build upon and expand this universe early on in the IP's development, even ahead of the movie's launching. This project wouldn't have been possible without the incredible partnership with Netflix Games and the Rebel Moon IP, created by Zack Snyder and the team at Stone Quarry.
So when it comes to the advantages and challenges of writing, once you master the heart of an IP, writing for it comes very naturally. There are certainly various individual elements that we reflected directly in the game. in particular characters that we found very evocative, such as Nemesis or the Kryptonian characters themselves. But more than
Yeah, so this is where they start. Pretty much, this is where they start going through the concept art, and the concept art's amazing. We got like here's the one for we got the one for Kindred, but here's the one for Forsaken. I really love the design for the Orca Steel Blades, and you guys can see on the one on the left right here, she's got the one similar to Nemesis, and these ones are a little bit curved. But I will say this too, man. Like I'm actually kind of glad that they went with a little different design, because that way we're able to get new experience, like new varieties of the Orca Steel Blades. One that aren't like super similar to one to the movies, but they are like a bit different and do the same abilities. So let's get to Evoker and yo. So Rebel Moon Bloodline, this is where we have like really, this is like the first time we've actually like gotten to see the evokers in Rebel Moon Bloodline. They are first introduced in this game, and all I can say is I can't wait to see more of the evokers, and I do really love the concept art as well. Like look at the concept art of the evokers. Ain't this awesome? I think, yeah, this is one for Banner.
or the Kryptonian characters themselves.
Yeah, right here we got the different headpieces for the Jimmies. And these are awesome too, because we were wondering if the Jimmies had like different head designs, even after listening to Rebel Moon the Seneschal. And you got all these different headpieces, and it's really cool. And I really can't wait to see what if we'll see more Jimmies like this in the future. We definitely will, but this is something I want to point out because this looks really, really cool.
But more than individual elements is really understanding.
And then here's our more concept of the Jimmies. This, or the Kindred. Look, yo, this looks like Iron Man right here. This looks super dope. And you got your they got like different skins right here. I'm loving that arm piece they got right there. That's something else too, because I was thinking about this when I was watching this video. I'm like, yo, I definitely believe in the future. Now, this is just concept art. I believe in the future that we're probably going to be getting like new designs of the Jimmies that have like different like arm pieces and are more buff than the one we saw in the movies.
The vibe and the rules and logic of the universe that we worked off, and that really helped us bring the universe to life.
The team was really invested. They spent a lot of time talking and really trying to understand the universe, looking and reviewing the films.
So this right here is the concept art for the base, or I should say the fountainhead. So right here we have right here is a Cali, and right here is like where you would go to get to the battle pass and your challenges. Right here is where you set your missions, pretty much like that. The weapons area was over here instead of over here, if I'm correct. So this is pretty cool. And then right here, I think this is Borealgos right here.
Looking and reviewing the films and making.
Yeah, this is Borealgos right here. This is on the snow part of the planet.
Amazing decisions. The team itself was a very powerful force in making sure that the game was an amazing experience and that had a lot of the tone feels that films brought to the table.
In Bloodline, you're teaming up.
Yo, before I continue, something else too. Like, from the trailers that we've gotten so far, can y'all imagine what this game's gonna look like on PC and console? because the developers themselves have even stated that they would be glad to release this game on PC and console. And I believe it's going to be coming very soon. Because this game, bro, because it runs at 30 FPS on mobile. I don't know if it's different for Apple users because I am an Android user, but yo, this game, I think it's going to look amazing on PC and console. It's going to look awesome.
In Bloodline, you're teaming up to go on missions that drive and grow the rebellion against the Imperium, from stealing key resources to taking down enemies in intense battles.
Our missions are structured such that they have a number of objectives that some are optional, some are required. And this allows players to hop.
Okay, something I did notice that's different. So, I don't know if this is like a beta version or an earlier version of the game, but y'all notice that the health bars are a little bit different that are shown on the screen? Because on the game, it's just kind of solid, but you got these little sections.
Required.
And yes, this is the mobile. This is a mobile version because right here he's turning the.
And this allows players to hop in, complete the main objective, be it eliminate an enemy facility or take out a key target. But there's also secondary objectives that will allow you to master it. It's a play it once to beat it and play it again to master it.
You should expect the unexpected, uncover hidden areas with secret bosses, huge waves of enemies, extremely difficult elite fights. But overall, you should expect to have a great time with your friends.
What is a heroic moment that you could experience as the leader of a rebellion? So things like recovering supplies, taking over the airways, things like this were...
Hold up, I'm going to go back to one part that I may have missed.
You could experience as the leader of a rebellion.
Oh, I kind of passed it, didn't I?
But
yo, if we get a collector's edition for this game, yo, I'm hoping we get a mech, man. I would like to have a little mech, just like how I got the McFarlane Toys Batmobile. But yo, it was so fun getting to fight these mechs. Like these droids, man, like this is so dope.
overall, you should expect to have a great time with your friends.
What is a heroic moment that you could experience as the leader of a rebellion? So things like recovering supplies, taking over the airways, things like this were kind of these narrative beats, and then we tried to deliver that with gameplay. There's Destroy, where there's a key target such as a satellite array or a military piece of equipment. Extermination, where literally it's like you have to clear out everything on that battlefield. There is a sabotage, usually where there's something that starts out working and you have to do several things to break it for the Empire. And then I believe there is a rescue or a defend, where there's some people in trouble and you've got to go in and help them. A character starts off the game with one primary weapon, but as you play through, you'll unlock a secondary weapon, and there may be more to come in live ops. I don't want to spoil anything. How you play and how you look are two different ways you can customize your character.
My favorite moment in Bloodline is actually the very beginning, where you play this banner guard character that is trying to make a difficult decision to abandon his post and join the rebellion because he really realizes that he's sort of on the wrong side of history.
If I had to pin down one favorite moment in the game, it's really when you're playing with a group of your friends and they each have different strengths and weaknesses that really get a moment to shine.
The first time you see the behemoth, I think everything kind of gets to another level.
The second map is great. It's like this whole village that is on fire. You're supposed to rescue some survivors. And as you land, you realize that the situation is much worse than it was before. And everything's on fire and there's like torpedoes coming down. And it's just this, it sets a really, really intense tone. It feels like the movie and it feels very cinematic.
You can pick up barrels in the game, which are very explosive. And so it was something that we put in just to see if it would work.
Yo, having these barrels were definitely come in handy when you're trying to do explosive damage because sometimes, like, if you try to like lead an enemy to it and you miss it out, it gets annoying. But once you pick up the barrels and bring them to the enemies yourself, there you go. That's the easiest how I had to do it, but it's really dope.
And it's turned out to be a really fun kind of emergent gameplay.
The most important is your rebellion's headquarters, which is a former Imperium ship.
Yo, the way that they're viewing out the entire base in this video, like, because this is not in the game, or yeah, this isn't. I mean, the base is in the game, but like the way they're viewing it in this trailer is viewed out really differently. And this, to me, I feel like this is going to be in the console and PC version. But that's just my opinion. I don't know that for sure, but I thought this was pretty interesting in the trailer.
Headquarters, which is a former Imperium ship buried in the mountainside. The interesting part of this location is that it actually evolves as your story progresses and as you strengthen your rebellion. So you will visually see the changes in the rebellion represented in your base.
Essentially create a game version of the films without sacrificing the consistency and the tones and the emotions that Zach and team bring to that IP, and making sure that there's consistency across. It's one of my favorites that we created and we brought in the movie and really see a game and everything's working together and the VFX are just putting everything on steroids.
Yep.
Man, were there some amazing VFX that if we focus on them, you'll fall in love with them.
Yeah, and what he was saying too, man, like, you really feel like you're in the world of Rebel Moon this game. Like, this game would not be alive without the Rebel Moon universe. This game fit perfectly in this universe.
Super Evil is unique in that we build our own engine. Not a lot of game studios do that anymore, especially not on mobile. So Super Evil has really been honing their own set of technologies and tools for the last 10 years, 12 years. And it gives us real power to make some really impressive experiences. For Bloodline, one of the things that we really wanted to nail is this feeling of cinematic lighting and effects quality. We have what you call a deferred render engine. This allows you to create very detailed lighting models, lots of dynamic lights, lots of shadow casting lights. And specifically for, a sci-fi game like Rebel Moon, this is really great. So one of the things that I think is really cool is that we transitioned the entire engine to physically based rendering. Now, this is something that has been done in console games and higher-end PC games for quite a few years, but it's actually pretty rare on mobile still. This gives artists a tool to create much more realistic materials. So physically based means that we actually take the real equations for how light reacts in the real world and emulate that on a per pixel basis to make this really realistic look of the various materials in the game.
Here's something too, because he made a great point. And for me, there is something else I want to bring up as well when playing this game. The way I felt playing this game was not only was it cinematic, and I'm not going to use, I don't know if I should use the word nostalgia, but usually there are a lot of games now where they're pay to win. They got all these microtransactions like Call of Duty does and multiple other games. But one thing I loved about this game was, and I mean, there are battle passes in the game. It did not, you didn't pay to like unlock them or nothing. All you did was you would progress through the game to unlock everything in with each battle pass. So it almost felt like you're going back to that old traditional, old school way of playing games where instead of just like there being a bunch of microtransactions and pay to wins, everything is in the game, and everything that you want to get in the game, you have to get it through progressing through it, which I think was something very extraordinary about this game. And I even think this was a great thing to do, especially for the first Rebel Moon game, because this game is focused through a story, which was what I really, really love. And we shall continue.
I've played for at least 1 billion hours.
It would not be measured in hours. It would be measured in weeks of time that I've played Bloodline. It's really important that we're playing the game, even when the game isn't even done yet, because what matters at the end of the day is this fun?
The most surprising thing from the playtest is just how intense and engaging the game can get, with people just shouting out loud and making it through some amazing situations together.
I think that the last map, the basically the final big boss of the game is a beautiful map. It's like a part of a temple that's been destroyed, but also built over with like the steel structures to keep it in place, and everything is on fire. Everything's been broken down. It's just this epic, composition of just old architecture with like sci-fi elements, while everything is on fire and there's this big robot in it, and it just looks great. It's one of the last missions we actually made for the game.
One of my favorite moments was seeing our giant boss appear in the game for the first time. Everyone was like, oh, this just got real.
Bro, this part was insane, where you crash through the building.
It's a game that we want you to kind of come back to every time you need that itch of playing with a bunch of friends to blow stuff up.
The Super Evil Megacorp Discord is where Bloodline players can gather to find matchmaking groups, share tips and guides, and celebrate the game. So come join us.
Yes, come join them too. I'm in that Discord server too. Yo, this part too. This part right here where they're like aiming, because look, something else. Let me back it up a little bit real quick. It's right here. This right here, this is like inside the mech, or at least a camera. Yo, I'm wondering, I wish we could get like a full, here's something else too. And I was thinking about this. Like, there needs to be a Rebel Moon game where you can operate the vehicles. And I think the more we get through each Rebel Moon project, I think that is where we are going to like get more like seeing more about these vehicles. And something else too I wanted to mention. I mentioned two things actually before I head out. Let me get to the part. See, the animation right here that they had in the trailers. I was just thinking about this. Like, do y'all think that they may be making a Rebel Moon like series that could use this animation? I think they could. That's a good possibility. And something else too that the developers were even mentioning was there's not a lot of games that are like, or from what I believe that they were mentioning too, this is what I believe, I could be wrong, is there's not a lot of games like this where, you just go out and play the game and you progress through it. And then once when you complete it, even if you feel like you complete 100% of it, you can always play through it again. And I played through this game twice. I played through the entire game twice. I played through my main profile and my Rebel Moon Theory profile. And this is a game I definitely, even if you're not a fan of Rebel Moon, I definitely think it's a game you should check out as well. And I really think we need more games like this, even if they're on PC or console or mobile. These are the type of games I do miss having, because a lot of other games are like really super, pay to win. This game, a game like this, especially for Rebel Moon, was incredible. The mechanics were awesome. The gameplay was amazing. And it was just really awesome. And I can't wait for more of this game. I can't wait for the console release of this game when it comes out. Now, it hasn't been announced, but I do believe that there is going to be one coming. And thank you for everyone tuning in who watched the stream. I'm glad I was able to do a reaction and breakdown to the making of Rebel Moon Bloodline. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys on the other side of the galaxy.